I want to allow my brother also take note that even in Siaya County, the president launched the construction of Bondoliunda Road, which had been stalled for some time. For me, I don't have to write facts. These are facts which are happening.
Just allow me to interject a little bit. It is not the first time the president is launching projects in Kenya, Boniface. It is not the first time.
We are talking about the visit in Nyanza.
That's what I'm trying to bring. I'm trying to bring it about the visit in Nyanza. It is not the first time that the president was in Nyanza. I'm coming from Rarieda constituency, which is a strong throw to Bondo. Yeah. There's a project with the president launched in Bondo 2023. The project the other time when the president was
Kisumu, discuss in a debate. I keep quiet once you are done. But you put them your interjection, because I have said all Homa Bay. I have said part of me.
You're going step by step.
I have also said Kisumu. Even that Kisumu, I've not talked about everything. There's LBDA rice plant, which is going on. And I was coming to Siaya. And I have started with Bondoliunda Road. And I want to tell you that Bondoliunda Road it's stalled at some time simply because of budget.
Welcome back to Havana Media. My name is Boniface Owino, and as usual, I'm going to be your host for today. Now, as I told you earlier, today I'm having two of our guests. One of them is the UDA coordinator of South Nyanza region, which I'll give him time to introduce himself. And also, we have got another youth leader from Safina Party. I'll give both of them chance to introduce themselves before we continue. Mr. Ndika, karibu.
Thank you so much. My name is Dixon Aloch. I'm the chair of the Youth League of Safina Party, led by the Right Honorable Jim Wanjigi and Willis Otieno. So it's a privilege to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm Honorable D. Kennedy. I coordinate affairs of UDA Party in Nyanza region, more strongly South Nyanza, but for purposes of entrenching the popularization and operationalization of UDA as a party within this region, I deal with all that the regions called Nyanza. That is the 6 counties from Gori to Kisumu to Siaya to Homa Bay to Nyamira. Kisii. Work closely with other regional coordinators as we popularize the party.
Okay, Mr. Dick, let me just, before we talk about what I want us to talk about, because I want us to discuss 3 key things. But before that, today in the morning, I saw you posting something concerning the issue of the MCAs. And you said that there is a statement that you made that MCAs, if at all they'll manage to coordinate themselves, then they can run the area or the constituency or their wards as it's needed. Because we've seen in the previous months or days, a lot of MCAs from different constituencies have been going on strike. They don't want to attend assembly meetings, running with the masses. So why did you just decide to say such a thing?
Yeah, first, we have to understand the Constitution of Kenya does provide for the devolved government with Article 176 onwards, dealing with devolution. And when you look at the county, it has only 2 branches of government. That is the executive and also the legislative arm, which is done at the county assembly. And you realize that members of county assembly, some of them are elected without even knowing the role they are supposed to play. I have served in the assembly. And if you look at Section 9 and Section 8 of the County Governments Act, read together with Section 48, these are sections which are providing, in fact, specifically Section 8 establishes the county assembly, and Section 9 establishes those duties that are pertain to the membership and also the county assembly. the roles that members of county assembly have in respect of the dispensation that we have today is one, legislation, which is that is the cardinal duty that they have, and also followed by looking at how, that is making audits into how the resources of the county are spent, that is how they are appropriated and also utilized, that is oversight. And then finally, what they now do more than what they should even do inside the assembly is representation. So you realize that a member of county assembly has a duty similar to that of National Assembly, only that their jurisdiction differ because the ward is smaller than the constituency. But now come to what I say today. Of course, I write. I like writing. When I sit, even when I'm moving in a car, I write because personally, okay, fine, I'll say I have content, so I can write. Like today, I delved into the fact that members of county assembly have lost their meaning. In fact, they have lost their value. I can say that they have lost their space simply because they have failed in these cardinal duties. Instead, they have remained funeral MCAs. The best they can do is to attend funerals, shout in political rallies, and they don't know what they do. I served in the House. And now, when I said they have defaulted in those duties, I mean, one, they have remained rubber stamping agents where the executive brings a bill and they rubber stamp it, even one without reading, two without ventilating it, three, four even without proper discussion or debating. And when I write such as Honorable Kennedy Ondiek, I can look at this camera and say I have authority, because when I served in the County Assembly of Homa Bay for 2.5 years, I was elected and sworn in on 14th of August 2014, and I ceased to be a member of County Assembly when I decided not to run again on 8th of August 2017. The reason why I can say that I have authority, or moral authority, to lecture them as I did is because while inside the Assembly, I did 32 motions, which I'm sure, even as I speak, no member of County Assembly in Kenya has that record, and I have that record for myself. I did 4 policy documents, one of which established Tom Mboya University in Homa Bay, which I defended in the Senate of Maseno University, I defended in the Council of Maseno University, I defended at the boardroom of the Ministry of Education in front of Professor Matiang'i, who was the Minister of Education, Professor Soda was the Minister, was a PS, Belio Kipsang was a PS. I defended that policy document and established. So I am a member of County Assembly who tells you about legislation. I did it. And also, I did 4 bills, one of which has established the Homa Bay County Education Support Fund Bill, the bursary which they are dispersing now. That is the work of my hand. And so I can tell you, I also wrote several bills which are left, which they have so far not even dealt with. One, operationalization of Section 48 of County Governments Act, which provides for the appointment or employment of village elders, village elders. They have failed to do that. They have not even had they have up to ward administrators. They don't have village administrators, but the Constitution does provide that. And I left the bill. I can even forward you a copy of the bill which I presented, but so far they have slept on it. I even brought a bill of small enterprise development fund bill, which was to put a pool of money instead of having a circle, but we were supposed to put a pool of money to establish a base upon which small traders, women, would borrow as a fund and also be given as a fund to run their businesses. So I can sit pretty in front of all members of County Assembly and tell them I was on top on legislation. And when it came to oversight, I was only failed by my colleagues because I had very terrible colleagues, and I don't fear to tell them. I always tell them everywhere, and some of them don't like me for that, because some of them could not even read the bills, some of them could not even understand the debates, some of them were sleeping on debate, some were in committee of all house, they don't even wake, they don't know anything. Sometimes they did not even know the amendments which were made to even appropriation bill. For them, they wake up, they say for as many others of that opinion say hi, they say hi. They don't even know what has been said hi to. Whether you have transferred development fund from his ward to your own ward, they're saying hi. They don't. So I'm saying the level of people we elect to go and serve us in the county assembly is supposed to be a certain level, one, capable of reading and understanding the documents and policy documents, like when you talk about ADP, in CIDP, County Integrated Development Plan. They must know how do you deduce annual development plan from the County Integrated Development Plan, because CIDP is a 5-year plan. There's an annual development plan, because this annual development plan is the place from where we get what we call appropriation bill. And when they are going for budgeting, when you are appropriating money, you are supposed to appropriate based on particular plan. This plan is to guide you even when the governor and the Senate executive bring what is called supplementary budget on the budget which you pass. You must be checking it based on certain yardsticks, that this was the plan, this was the appropriation which we passed, and this is the proposed amendment in supplementary. So when you are supplementing, it's supposed to be a fireman. You know, your budget should offer you a particular amount. Your need to spend will be giving you this. The shortage which is falling in between is called a variance. When you want a variance, when you want to cover a variance, you must look for a fireman, and that is why what supplements that. That's why people go for supplementary budget. But you cannot go and rubber stamp a supplementary budget, yet the government is just moving money for where they can steal it without knowing that actually this is not even within the annual.
But Honorable, they are saying that the reason as to why they're doing all these things that they're doing is because they are supposed to implement funds in their wards, but there's no fund. They're supposed to implement projects. There are no projects to be implemented.
A member of county assembly has no duty to implement a project. How do you implement what you should oversight? So that is the madness which we have there. They want water development fund. They want even to control water. For me, when I can give you my proposed policy document on water development fund. I have it. In fact, for me, I can take you to my inventory of what I wrote, some which I wrote manually. My inventory proposed intention as to create water development fund was, one, to create level playing ground for members of county assembly, so that if there's executive budget here, and then they are supposed to implement this, and then there's additional allocation. It's supposed to be an allocation. It's not even supposed to be available to them. It should be an allocation which is specifically set aside, like a grant. It's more of a grant that this money, while we have given you the whole budget, we have also ring-fenced this particular money to ensure that 1, 2, 3 projects are done strictly. And that's what they're supposed to do. And mostly, water development fund, in my idea, I would advise even the Minister for Finance, that water development fund be made something that we call a ring-fenced money. Yeah, it's more of a grant, that particular project. And it is only supposed to be subject to that particular word. And it should be under what we call rapid results initiative. That is where the fund should be. So that if there's problem in implementation of the main budget, they can have the RRI section of the budget to be for water development fund. So that when you select 4 roads, they should be done rapidly, so that results can be seen faster than the result that can be seen in the main budget, which will obviously be stolen.
So it's like the MCAs that we have, they really don't know what their work, their purpose, and the reasons why they were given offices.
Bring any of them here who you think is sharp. You'll realize that they are very silly after all.
Okay. Now let us jump into our discussion. Mr. Dixon, let me start by asking this question. Raila, William Samoei Ruto, that is the president of the Republic of Kenya, just last week was in Nyanza for his 4 days tour. And there are a lot of things that he has said that he's going to do, which we know he's going to do them according to the way we understand and we know him. I just want you to tell us, what is the expectation of the people of Nyanza after William Ruto's visit?
Number one thing that I want to tell the people of Kenya, it is not a privilege for us to get those projects that the president were proposed. And the truth of the matter is that the regime of today are not meritocratic. You know, you find as the people of Nyanza region, there are a lot of troubles that we have been facing. For example, the one that president had noticed the other day, including the issues that have been happening to fishermen and all those. And you find that we are the people, even in terms of structure, in terms of road structure and all those. We are the people lagging much behind. I think our people should be wise enough to realize that a government system of any country should be meritocratic enough in a way that development should trickle down to the people irrespective of the political differences. It is the very first time that the president made huge promises to the people. We are not yet sure if they will be implemented because he's a man of promises. He has been giving promises day in, day out without implementing. And at a point he has been making our people to be so much optimistic. And then when it reached the 11th hour, he has been withdrawing, hiding, and not coming back. So that is the characteristics of the president we have today. But I think it is not bad for us to get those developments. But the sad part of it that I'm saying, that why should we get those projects only after Raila joining the government? Is it really democratic? Did he really do it out with passion as the president of the Republic of Kenya? That means that if Raila were, if they were not to coalesce, we should have got such kind of projects. So, in my opinion, and what I can tell our people is that the government of today is a government of joke. Yeah, they have made us in a way. Hans Herman Hope says that they make us in a way that we have to bow down to them, right? So that we may think that getting any project is a privilege unto us. We have to bow down to them. We have to dance their music. And majority of the people are confusing these things. When the president went to to Nyanza region, some people are saying that he received a massive welcome, which was quite unique in history, that he has never received such kind of a unique. One first, I want to tell you that what is sweet, what is beautiful, what is just, is not determined by the majority, that the popularity we are seeing. Some of our people, they just go into those meetings. For example, they want president that because they are lacking, they are in hunger. And the president himself with this regime, they have promoted that hunger. You see, now we are talking about the education system, which a lot of parents are crying about. The other time they brought for us the fake fertilizer, and the people just have us the other day. There's no crops. The hunger is everywhere. So when the president comes, because some people tend to say such kind of opportunity, saying that perhaps maybe they may get a privilege, maybe to get something from the hand to mouth. So the president visiting Nyanza is his role as the president. Nyanza is part of Kenya, and Nyanza also deserve to get development funds and any kind of projects. So that is not a privilege, and you should not put this to the people of Kenya as if the president has done something that is so big. There's nothing that the president has done. Yeah, I think that's my take on that.
Honorable Ken, I don't know whether I'll be right or wrong. You'll correct me, because one thing I've noticed is that I think a lot of people are putting pressure on the president, because if the president is doing this, they're saying the president is supposed to do that. What is your take? Because one thing I know is that the president is for us all as Kenyans, and is visiting these counties as he's supposed to do as the president. So when he says that the project is supposed to be done, his work is to say that it's supposed to be done, and then the person, the minister in charge, is supposed to make follow-up and make sure that the project is done. So there are a lot of projects that he said are going to be done in Nyanza. So what is your take?
Yeah, I want to encourage my brother here. Personally, I have been sitting in panels. This is how we can encourage them, so that they can have the strength to talk and develop their skills of analyzing or critiquing, for that matter. So I am glad we are going to have opportunity to have discourse with him. But I don't like it, if you would be fair, that when we will be focusing on facts, we talk facts. The last time I agreed to be on a panel with another youth. He's called Makure. He decided to be messy, and but I believe you are going to keep your decorum.
Everything that we are saying here is recorded. We are talking of facts. I'm not talking of imagination. So, and maybe just to correct you,
Dixon, let us just give honorable time.
Just to correct him, this is not the very first panel that I'm attending as a youth. I'm a national youth lead in this country. Okay. I've been attending panels.
But with me?
So I'm here courtesy of our youth and the issues they are affecting, and we are so bitter as youth, so us who are still schooling and all those.
And there's a level which I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I encourage you that I am going to ensure we have a discourse which will build you.
Yeah.
After this debate, you should be built to a level. I'm just giving that example because Marco Ure decided to engage in a debate which has interfered with it. In fact, after that discussion, Marco Ure has found himself irrelevant.
Yeah, I watched. And
I want to encourage Dixon that after this, with this debate, we are going to end up that everyone will want to invite you, because once you are invited, you get that exposure and will give you the capacity to discuss these matters. And I will also encourage that when we discuss facts, let them be very stubborn facts, whether they are good facts or bad facts. I want to start by discussing the matter you have just talked about, the president's visit. Yeah. And I'm going to discuss it very positively and objectively and with a lot of truth. The lies, a liar will always be known because liars' facts don't match every time. But I want to start by telling my brother Dixon, I accept and I love the fact that is one of the very few youths like me, so few people like me who have decided to stand and say the different thing which our people want to say. To say Safena is not easy, just like to say UDA is not easy. So we are two people who are busy dealing with things which the only difficulty is he's in the position of the government I support, but we are all telling our Luo people that we are not only after ODM. We must get other opportunities outside ODM and outside Raila Odinga, because we cannot be in the bandwagon that we just look like if we are colonized by that. I want to tell my young brother that one, the president's visit was a very good visit. And it is not because they had some agreement to work with Raila. There's no coalition, there's no any association, but there's an agreement between people who want to let the country move amidst the anarchy. I know Safina and my friend Willis, who is the party leader, has been with me on some panels when he's saying Ruto and his government have failed. I have been with him telling him Ruto has challenges, but he has not failed, because he's a president who has found our country at a state which is not his own making, but a making of a system. It's a systemic challenge. And now let us come to the president's visit. The president made a visit not to launch many new projects. In fact, the president only launched the construction of Rusinga Ring Road. But in the previous visit, since President William Ruto took power, he has been to Nyanza several times. Once he was there to launch affordable housing. If someone doesn't know that affordable housing project is going on in Omobe, is almost complete, then I need to have a trip with him to Omobe next to the sewage, so that he can see Makongeni, the buildings are almost complete. Number two, when the president was in Nyanza, he went to launch the construction of Mfangano Ring Road, which was to be constructed to all-weather roads. Make a call to anybody in Mfangano Island, will tell you that that road is complete to all-weather road standard. He's only now waiting for the next request so that it is tarmacked. He launched all-weather road, which is complete. As I speak, I'm not lying. It's a fact which is stubborn. The road is available. Next, when he went there, he launched 600 million Kindu Bay water project in Karachonyo constituency, which is complete. And it was opened. It's only that he never went to Kindu because he went to launch the Uyugis one, which is also constructed at 700 million, which was opened. Kila mtu aliona maji. It is complete and it is functional. When the president went to Nyanza, he launched the construction of Rangwe sub-county headquarter, which is now being painted. You can go to Rangwe town, you will see the project at 45 million Kenya shillings. When the president went to Nyanza, he launched the construction of Homa Bay Pier, which is almost 65% done. And it is there, you can see the pier. They took lunch on the pier. The governor always displays the pier. When the president was there, he launched the construction of Koginga Fish Market in Homa Bay, which now he went there to open because it was finished at 387 million Kenya shillings. These are facts which I can send to you. In terms of even cost, I can even give you the companies which were awarded the contracts. When the president was in when the president was in Nyanza, I have talked about Homa Bay alone.
Yeah.
Allow me jump to Migori. The president launched the construction of water project in Kisi, last mile water in Migori. And now when he went back, he again opened another one at the road to Ntimaru, at Kegonga. He has launched 674 million pipe water, and you saw the contractor is on site. When you go to Kisumu, he went to Kanyagwal Fish Sanctuary, where he's supposed to be done at 2 billion. The first 1 billion was dispatched in quarters of 200 million, which is now doing the process of what is called procurement. When you set up a project, it takes procurement process.
Yeah.
Meaning the project is on, but at a certain percentage of procurement, and then it goes to legalities and the rest. The contractor has taken side. Dr. Raymond Obolo and other officers were there when the contractor was taking side. Go to Kanyagwal, you will find construction has begun. I want to allow my brother also take note that even in Siaya County, the president launched the construction of Bondo-Liunda Road, which had been stalled for some time. For me, I don't have to write facts. These are facts which are happening.
Just allow me to interject a little bit. It is not the first time the president is launching projects in Kenya, Boniface. It is not the first time.
We are talking about the visit in Nyanza.
That's what I'm trying to bring. That's what I'm trying to bring. I'm trying to bring it about the visit in Nyanza. It is not the first time that the president was in Nyanza. I'm coming from Rarieda constituency, which is a strong throw to Bondo. Yeah. There's a project which the president launched in Bondo 2023. The project the other time when the president was
Kisumu, discuss in a debate. I keep quiet once you are done. But you put them your interjection, because I have said all Homa Bay. I have said part of it.
You're going step by step.
I have also said Kisumu. Even that Kisumu, I've not talked about everything. There's LBDA rice plant, which is going on. And I was coming to Siaya, and I have started with Bondo-Liunda Road. And I want to tell you that Bondo-Liunda Road it's stalled at some time simply because of budget. And the Chinese companies which were given contract, some of them were being re-evaluated. So many roads all over the country stopped. And also at the same time, when President William Ruto came in, he found when Uhuru Kenyatta had put a lot of money on roads. So they were re-evaluating the roads budget. Most roads stalled, including the road which was coming from Chemeli, going through Chemeli, the one which is coming from Kibos, going to Junction. That is being done by China 10 company. They all stalled because of that re-evaluation. And that's why even Mbita, Kasugunga, Agolumuk Road stalled for some time because of re-evaluation of the Chinese companies, which the project which they were given. But all said and done, my brother, if you are in Rarieda, go to Ruma Primary School. You will find the lab which has been done there by the president, by the government, which was launched by a minister and has been done and finished. Go to Ruma Primary School. I'm giving you, these are facts which I have because I deal with them practically. So that if you want to challenge a fact, you just tell me a project. I don't even need to check my phone. I will tell you because there are things I deal with. I follow what is called the better plan of the president. So about the presidential visit, you might have issues which are genuine because the president went just after they had a working formula with the president. With
Raila.
But you see, as a politician, when there is anarchy in the country and you are held in the hostage and you have gotten a friendly brothers, you have to run around them.
Why are we being held in the hostage? That is the big question that we should be asking ourselves.
I will be given time, and I want to promise you, never will you hear me interject in any of your discourse. That's why you have a notebook. When you are done noting, okay, fine, let me hold at that point so that he can put all his points. I will respond to them very, very.
Okay, Dixon, what do you have to say?
What I'm trying to say is this. You know, the president launching any project is not a problem. It is the role of the president to launch such kind of projects. And it is the role of citizens to get such projects. So we are not fighting the president launching projects. But again, when doing any project work, we must need what we call the urgency. What do the people need? Yeah, going to launch water projects in Homa Bay County. Yet we have the lake in Homa Bay. Spend spending more than, because what he has talked about, I've tried to add the sum of money that maybe have been used, is there are more than around 3 billion. You know, there are a lot of challenges within Homa Bay County. We have when the president, before he launched the project of water projects in Homa Bay County, the people of Homa Bay County, they never had issues with water. I'm from Nyanza and I've toured much these regions of Nyanza region. Odinga said that the president found what he called the systematic challenges. That it's like he found a gap when the former president Uhuru was in the regime, but the president was part of that regime. The president within 2 years, and I think most of the Kenya, even my older grandmother in the village, have been educated by my party leader, Honorable Jim Wanjigi, about the issues of debt and borrowing that has brought so much challenges to the people of Kenya. That's what we call recession and inflation in economics. That the people of Kenya, in a group of 10, you get people getting 100 bob. Out of that 175% is going to the government. Inflation. They're claiming that they're doing so much to the people and the prices of the products are down. Then the people lack the money of doing. So these problems, who have created them? Yeah, it is the president that have created such kind of problems. As we speak now, the students are joining, the young people are joining the university. The president found an old funding model in this country, which did not come into place when he was in power. A lot of people have, including him, he was claiming that he was part of the benefit of that old funding model here in Kenya. But what are we seeing now? He has introduced something that is not even scientific, something that has never worked anywhere. Yeah, and these are what we should. I'm not here to oppose the president because maybe I'm in opposition side, but as a young man on the ground, as a young person who is being affected by much of this decision that these people are making, we are crying, and this is what we are trying to do, the decolonization. That's what Gen Z's did. When the president joined hand with Raila, Odinga said that there was a hostage, that the people of Nyanza were being held hostage. Who was holding them hostage? That's the first question that we need to ask ourselves. Who was holding them hostage? Why is it that we people from Nyanza, we need to feel that we are so much privileged, that we are so much lucky, even if the president launched the projects that were already built there by the former president? Because some of the projects are spoken of. We have spoken of project in my village, but which Dixon, I know that project was built courtesy of CDF funds.
Let me just ask you this. According to Mr. Honorable Ndiek's statement, this issue of hostage, don't you think that at some point Luos felt like they are not in the government? Because their desire was to be in the government. That is why Raila Odinga was vying to become the president. That is the fact. They wanted to be in the government. So the moment William Ruto realized and gave them opportunity by giving John Badi position, giving Wandai, and giving let me just finish. Let me just bring you to this question. So don't you think, I just asked Honorable Ndiek that, don't we think that we are giving president a lot of pressure?
If the president would have wanted the Luos to be in government, then the likes of John Badi would have been proposed in the first cabinet before there was a mess in this country. And I want to tell you, even the dockets that the likes of Badi are holding won't bring much impact to the people. Remember, one of the things that Gen Z wanted were illegal position to be dropped out.
But the Gen Z,
which office has been funding? Do you know the office that has been charged in funding these illegal offices? But Treasury, being held by bond. What the president has done is this: he knows very well that he has messed up the economy of this country. And because he wanted a matrix to fix into his 2027 politics, he saw it wise to manipulate our own people, bringing them board. There's nothing that the position that Luos got will benefit them. There's nothing, trust me. If this man loved us so much the way he's claiming now, if he really wanted us so much, then why would he have appointed these people? Because he's saying that the like somebody were appointed because they were competent. And he's saying that this government is a government of the people. If indeed this government was a government of the people, why is it that these people were only brought on board when there was a mess? And I want to tell you that it is only, the president was just elected here in 2022. It's only a 2 years term. But in his 2 years term, if you look at the mess that the president caused to this country, including the poor, the destitute, the people on the ground, we can't explain them. There are a lot of things that even him is trying to prevaricate. Each and every time we bring him on board, he's not putting them clear. And the president, what is making me sad is this. Even these issues of housing, the president said that he's a good student of a president by the name of Lee Kuan Yew, which was the former prime minister of Singapore. And he was saying that he had a vision that he wanted Kenya to be in a place of Singapore by 2030. He was saying by 2032. That's what he said. That he wanted Kenya to be far. But if you check the system in which the people of Singapore, or the people of South Korea, or the people of Israel used to rise from zero to the place where they are now, these things are scientific. Do you know what makes a nation? What makes the economy of our country stable? Number one, you have to check out the migration. What has the president been doing to our people? The other time he went to Saudi Arabia, and they made a deal that they will take 265,000 youth to Saudi Arabia. When you take our people, our labor to other country, what are you going to do? You are improving the GDP of the other country, leaving our people jobless. They made a sign and took our police to Haiti. Our people are crying. They are being killed in Haiti. These are things that are in public domain. Yeah? Each and every decision that the president has been doing is not, favoring us. The president is not meritocratic. In our constitution, a person should be held into a position when they are competent, when they have skill, when they have ever served, when they are experienced. But what is the criteria in which the president of Kenya used to bring the people on board in his cabinet, in the previous, even in the cabinet today? Even they like somebody, they got a connection because the president wanted a coalition with Raila. And Raila was interested in AUC. So he wanted to bring Luos on board. That's how to run a nation, really. There's some of the people who are chased from that cabinet because of incompetency. The president brought them on board. So why should we pretend that the things have been bored? The people of Singapore, they focus so much in education that 4.9% of the Singapore GDP went on education. 5.9% of Israeli GDP went to the education. 4.3% of South Korea GDP went, I'm saying this country because these are what the president is saying, that he has been comparing our economy to them, went to the education system. And if you go, you can't raise a nation minus education. And the moment you raise the price of education, you are promoting ignorance. You are promoting unemployment. Yeah? So imagine ignorant, unemployed people. You are promoting criminality. Because when a youth is unemployed, when a youth is ignorant, when he has not gone to school, what is the option? Which option can he have? Yeah? The president, the other time I was looking at this migration, in our constitution, I don't know which act, but the president said that you want a visa-free country. Yeah? That he has bring much more people to our country to boost our economy. But there are some of the multinational cooperators, multinational elites that have been hindered in these laws. If you check, there's a levy in the Constitution of Kenya that they come and they're being overtaxed here. Their family are being charged because of staying in Kenya. But the people, the Chinese, who are coming to all the small job opportunities that our people are doing. If you go, even the drivers now, I've just met a driver, a boat driver, they're Chinese. Those are the opportunities that our people should cling to. So our people are being driven out. They are being taken to foreign. And the president is taking job outside and is bringing people who are holding in charge the position that our people should be holding.
But Dixon,
so that's why as a youth, my message is this. The time has come that we must do what we call decolonization of the mind. These are not Precambrian era. We are not living in Topado age. We must inform our people the truth. And the truth is this. We gave them a test. We gave them a trial. Then they were defeated. They have sold our country in 2 years, in a 2-year span. The other time, we saw it, Senator Nyonka explained it well, that the president has allocated 26 billion to the funding, model help loan. But you find that in executive, right, more money has been imposed in those sectors. So which one is the priority? You find that a lot of money are going to the country sector, running the government itself. The money that is being used to fuel the fuel gas that the Odinga are using here in the city is enough to educate thousands of students here for free. Why is it that we are trying to hide this filth that are happening. Why are we trying to be the deodorants here? Why can't we just expose and say that enough is enough? What is it that we are gaining? As the people I'm from Luo, I'm from Raila constituency. I've not seen even a single grandmother benefiting from this regime. Why are we going to that class in that we just have to assume so that we simp to get handouts? What is wrong? I think
Dixon, I'll give you time. I'll give you time again to talk. Let us hear from Honorable Ndiek concerning this new model.
Yeah, you have seen how I have been still.
Yeah.
That is why we say, when a young man washes his hands clean, he dines with the elders. And when you see you are called on a table and the next day you are not called, know that your manners were not good. You have seen the reason why I tell you that there's a level at which I should debate. You have realized that the whole minute you have given him, he has decided to address 40 things which cannot be accounted for, jumping from one thing to another. When you are on such a debate, you first of all learn to listen. Learn to know the content. Learn to know the debate. You cannot come on one debate and execute everything you have in your head and all the notes you have read and kept. Otherwise, you need to ask my brother here to give you another show for yourself so that you just listen. He listens as you speak.
Things I've addressed are the people affecting us. Ondiek, you are not a youth, and I know you are the part of that class. So you may not understand. We know the reason. No, I'm talking about the education system here.
Let us just give him time.
When I'm talking about the unemployment, no, I have to correct this because this is wrong. When I'm talking about the unemployment, it is us that are being affected on the ground. When the new funding border has, what Ondiek has to lose? It is us on the people on the ground.